All right, y'all. I am back, doing the best I can do. Hold on, let me mic check 1 2 1 2 real quick. Okay, there we go. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Oh, good. That sounds great. All right. Now that I got that out the way, like I said, I was gonna do a continuation and a part two to the other disgusting live, but unfortunately, for whatever reason, it was taken down. So I did not get a chance to come back and discuss the rest, my give my opinions on the remaining of that video. So I'll just be giving my opinions to this second part, to this whiny fiasco that he has going on about his so-called friend. And I'm gonna be honest, ladies, I kind of question a lot of your I question a lot of y'all that you would be willing to sit up here and watch a dude shit talk about somebody that's supposedly a lady friend of his. And I think that he wouldn't do the same to you. Like that shit is just that's I don't know. That shit is weird to me. Like, how do you sit up there? Because it's crazy how people will be so quick to jump up when somebody's betraying, when jump up and support when somebody's betraying the confidence or betraying, but yeah, basically betraying the confidence. Because my thing is, if you have such a problem with this woman, if this woman is such an evil person because she didn't want this dude to, because what, she didn't want this dude to have sex with her. Like, yo, this dude, I keep telling y'all, this nigga literally started off on a 4 hour rant, bitching and moaning about another man not get another a single man that he's supposedly not getting vagina. You understand how fucking weird that is? But yeah, he'll come on this platform. Matter of fact, hold on, we're gonna get it started. Let's just get it started. There's more. I'm cool.
What's up? Oh man, y'all hit the like button. Hit the like button. Y'all know there's more to discuss because y'all know I don't back down, right? I don't back down, man. Not when I know I'm right.
Oh, by the way, ladies, I need you to understand that the indication of how someone runs their platform should give you a good indication of how they would run a system if they was in charge too. I want y'all to take that into consideration too when y'all on these dudes' lives. Think about it. With a little bit of power that they have, that they choose to exercise in fallacy, Can you imagine what the fuck they would do if they had global power? So I'm saying, I'm starting to believe that the the disgusting nature and the disgusting egotistical nature of the way black men move is forever going to keep them enslaved and at the bottom. Because what was it you said, Amiri? 2050, there's not going to be any wealth. That's literally around the corner if you think about it. For that's a generation away. So the question would be is for the few black folks, I guess, by that time that do have the wealth, where's your shit going to be circulating to? How are you going to be able to build more wealth on top of that? Because 2050 is very close. A lot of y'all talk about it like it's 100 years away or some shit. But 2050 is very close. Think about it. We're already in 2024. That means we literally, what, that's 26 years? So 2050? Time is flying like a motherfucker. And on top of that, the world was at a standstill for about 2 of those years because of COVID. Well, certain parts of the world were at a standstill as far as import and export. Even that was temporarily put on hold, and we saw how crazy everybody went. When that happened, they immediately started diving for Africa again, and of course, niggas is there waiting. Those niggas in charge, and they're just waiting for acceptance. Please come take our resources so we can be accepted into your shit. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm having too much fun with the truth. Let me get back.
I don't back down. I'm not going to sit here and play and lollygag, man, with people who want to be delusional.
Yeah, see, he won't back down from black women who try to call out his shit. That's basically what that means. He'll back down in other areas. Trust and believe. He ain't taking this. He ain't about to take this to certain areas, especially areas that may or may not deprive him of resources. Again, 2.6.
You know what I mean? It don't even matter that much to me. Like it's a continuation of the situation from yesterday because in the mind there's a certain segment of women for them there's nothing. All men are just problematic. There's nothing that those men can do, and all these men are guilty by association. That's fine and cool.
Oh yeah, I reviewed that part already.
It's not complicated, man. And see, this is stuff I'm doing. I'm busy. This is why I be telling dudes. Focus on what you need to be focused on.
Actually, hold on. I might not have. Let me double check that again.
What makes you think I need you? In the mind, there's a certain segment of women for them, there's nothing. All men are just problematic. There's nothing that those men can do, and all these men are guilty by association. That's fine and cool.
Yeah, but how many of them, all those women on your channel though? That's what I'm saying. Like, who are you speaking about? Who are these women that are saying that are coming to your platform and saying all men ain't shit, all men ain't shit, please let me come support your platform? Like, what the fuck? You sound delusional. Who are you speaking about? Is it somebody in your chat that you're speaking about? Hold on. Oh, that's right. The chat isn't even up. So I don't even know who's in the chat. But yeah, I don't know if you're speaking to somebody specific in your chat, your live chat, but those women are not listening to you or following you. They're in their own space. They're not even thinking about you. And even the whole bringing up divestors to shit too. I'm sitting up here like the divestors message was never meant towards you. In fact, they've actually come on you. There's a few that actually came on your platform to tell you clearly what divestment is, and you still on here purposely giving propaganda talking about it's all about decenter men. Oh, that's right. I jumped the gun. I'm gonna let him say it.
We don't have to have interaction at that point because you don't add nothing to my life that I need. That's the point that I was making the other night. That's the point that I was trying to. What are you offering me? You think you punish it like this whole thing about decenter men? I never respond to that because if you got to decenter me, what makes you think I need you? You got to decenter me.
Hmm. There's a lot to say about a mentality like that. A huge lot to say. Because think about it, ladies. As far as centering men, divestors weren't really talking about romantically. They were talking about decentering them, period. Meaning not caring about you if you get your fucking face stomped in. Not caring about you if there's a fucking knee put on your neck while you screaming out for your mama to help you. What they don't, hold on, because I'm feeling myself getting upset. What they were centering were the harmful things that were happening to y'all in this country, and y'all act like this is just recent. Your mothers, your grandmothers, like, what are y'all really saying about them? Like, let's keep it a fucking buck. What are y'all really saying about them? Like, seriously, like, I need y'all to really, really think about what this dude is saying. Because y'all discentered them, they felt like you were important. You were unimportant. Do you understand? I need y'all to understand the type of mentality that is. Funny how he didn't say anything. It's funny how for those of y'all that somehow think he's so-called community minded or anything, he's not. And at this point, I question the mentality of the women that are still following him. With all these contradictions, with all this shit, at this point, the only thing you could say to me is make excuses. It ain't gonna add up. It's not gonna add up at this point. And I'm kind of glad that he's exposing himself this way. I really am. Because it's really gonna let us know who's brave enough to call this shit out and who's not. Sorry, I ain't hell bent on following no nigga this bad. And like I said, the bar is in hell because the only reason why he's getting even a remotely different traction uh is because he married the woman that he has children with. Again, like I said, the bar is on the plantation. That's why that's gonna be my new line. The bar is on the plantation, and that's exactly where black men want to keep it. I need y'all to understand this. They fought not to be men for centuries now. And at some point they're gonna constantly get mad at black women trying to care more about them than you care about yourselves, or care more about them than they care about themselves. That shit is weird. And there's way too many self-destructive niggas for me to be caring about because all they looking for is for somebody to go down with them. But that's the thing. And these types, they'll love somebody to go down with them when they're down. You know, they want the nurturing and shit. But, you know, when they're on top, this is what you get. Just to let you know. I need y'all to understand that. That's why you think he came on here agreeing with Kevin Samuels in this next matter of fact, I jumped the gun. Hold on.
I just go do what I'm doing. It don't even matter. It don't even matter, man. I don't have to have a movement. That's why I be telling like dudes who spend their whole time focused on what you think that's what I do in my waking hours. You really think I'm sitting here worried about what women doing? I'm not thinking about it like that. I got stuff I'm doing. I'm busy. This is why I be telling dudes, focus on what you need to be focused on. That's it. It's not complicated. It's not complicated, man. Why? And see, this is why I never asked for money off of here. See, because let's put it into perspective. How I got back on here on YouTube like that. You women needed me to come get Taz off your ass, cussing you out and taking your money and
Wait. Who's you and who's y'all? Who is he talking about? He said you women needed me to get Taz off your ass. Who are you talking about? Again, which women are you talking about? Like, keep it a fucking buck. Call names. Like, it's very clear that you're talking specifically about a group either that was y'all were cool with in the past. But my thing is, you coming on here and trying to scapegoat black women as a whole for this shit, nigga, please. Yeah, I'm really questioning. Yeah, I'm questioning a whole lot. Questioning a whole lot. Not necessarily with this dude because I was just waiting for the ball to drop. But it was. But I'm curious to the response. Now, the ones who just broke out, I understand definitely. You know, they caught it. They caught it early. And the funny thing is, the ones who caught it early, I was actually talking to behind the scenes. But that's another period for another day. So yeah, no, I'm sorry. As far as I'm concerned, if you're a woman, you still rock with this dude. Don't come to my platform. Don't. Because if you can give all this fucking leeway to him, you can give it to black women. Sorry. And I'm gonna be honest, this was a huge call out for me. This was a huge call out for me. Not only the comments here, but also some shit I got in my back chat too. And also some excuse making that happened in my email. So no. That's gonna make it clear to me what's what. And there's nothing more I need to say. You know where you stand and you know who you want to really support. And it ain't black women. So I'm good. Because that's all the fuck I give a fuck about.
And doing revenge porn and all that. You needed me to come get him. I was good.
Again, who are you talking about? I was good. You needed me to come get him. I ain't give a fuck about you bitches. I was good on this end. I wasn't thinking about none of you hoes. Trust me, that's what he really wants to say, but there's a lot of y'all that have to actually wait for a dude to say that explicitly in order for you to get it. So, but no. But go ahead, Amiri, please. Please keep showing us who you are, or what's his name, Ishmael something.
Good. I'm good in real life. I'm doing my thing. So you ain't doing me a favor.
Again, decentering men was never geared towards black men. That was black women talking to each other. And again, somehow dudes decided that they were going to find a way to interrupt that to make it again. Look how he has to use it to inflate whatever fragile ego he has. He's literally using this as, oh, well, shit, if you were centering me, that don't mean I need you, bitch. It's like, no, that's not what the fuck she was saying. That's not what decentering the men were. Like, they were centering y'all in all aspects because y'all bitch and moan the loudest when it comes to the system. That's why. Oh, y'all forgot that part. Y'all forgot about that part. That's where that came from. At the end of the day, you know this to be true because you said this on a lot on the the previous lives you've taken down. So why you up here on this bullshit now? What? You mad because certain black women, I guess certain black, I guess maybe I'm guessing it's a particular group, it's a specific group that you're speaking about, and it ain't all black women because all black women don't even know who the fuck this dude is that you obsessed with. I could go to channels right now; they don't even know who the fuck you are. So my thing is, who are you speaking about? And they can only get this off in spaces where the women aren't challenging them. Because if he was being challenged like this first, well, actually, hold on. That could be the case why he took some of his videos away too, and the last live.
But this is why I never asked for money.
That's a lie. You asked for money for your donation to your campaign. So lie number that was a lie off the bat. Yeah, you may not ever ask for a suit. You may not ask for the 30% that YouTube will take, because that's essentially what super chats and all that shit is. It's basically you paying YouTube 30% and your ass get the rest of the 70. So donations, still asking for money.
Because you're not going to sit here and control me, and I'm not going to be forced to sit here and say something that I don't really believe or feel, just because if I don't, I ain't going to get a super chat. That's why I never asked for money. That's why I've never been, hold on, y'all.
I'm going to fast forward that.
Yeah, man. See what I'm saying? So I'm back. So my grandbaby wanted to get here. But see what I'm saying? That's never asked for money, man. See, because in modern time, we have the freedom of association. We can either associate or we cannot associate. I'm fine. I'm cool. That's why I don't have a problem with divestors. You want to divest? I'm not offended by that. Have at it. Because I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing anyway. Whether you divested or whether you invested, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. But this thing where I'm supposed to sit there and pretend like I ain't no man and like I'm not a heterosexual man, as if being heterosexual is being a boogeyman. Fuck out of here. No, it don't work.
Again, I don't get what that means. I'm supposed to sit here. Who are you speaking about? And what is you pretending to not be a heterosexual man being? Because like at this point, you niggas all over the place. It's like one day your manhood is it's like, I don't understand how y'all's manhood is so fucking fragile. Like I really can't. Like, oh my gosh. I low key wish I could just take a peek into how these, and I'm talking about not the shit that gets spewed to us today, but actually get a real live look and psychological evaluation of how they were operating. Oh, well, they would just try to kill me like they did Malcolm X. So, I mean,
work like that, man. It don't work like that. And like I was saying last night, okay, if you know you don't like this guy and you know you ain't really interested in him sexually, why are you in his face? Why you think you entitled to his time, money, and attention?
Again, what was it you said? Melanated vessel. Women don't. Hold on. Let me. Hold on. Whoop. Women don't want to. It's okay. I see the typo. Women don't want to be finessed either. The thing is that it's been in the Black community. It's been women getting mostly finessed, not the men. So again, talking about a category that y'all largely just got invited into after, again, all but begged to be into. Now, I'm not gonna say all but begged. It's actually begged. Again, when it comes to being lynched, castrated, having their rights taken away, they can act peacefully. They can arrange, sit-ins and be peaceful, towards them. But, to a Black woman who wants to, I guess, not give this dude sex, because that's what he was complaining about on the last live, right? Yeah. Again, people show me that. That's the thing. I'm just paying attention. I am just paying attention and evaluating.
Why do you think that should be like that? Why should I have to go take you on a date so you can learn how to comport yourself for the guy you really like?
Again, who the fuck are you talking about? Who are you talking about? It's weird though. It really is weird as fuck. Like, I don't understand how people will get the same group of dudes that'll get so upset and pissed off at generalizations towards them, are so quick to do it towards their own. That should kind of be something that should be a question to a lot of y'all's. And actually, it shouldn't even be a question. It should just be obvious what it is. These dudes are fucking bitch made. Anything that's going to gear them towards having to fight the system, they're going to start coming back to you to whine and cry about. And when they can't do that, they go to said system to try to do what they have to do to keep you down.
Because you're just using me for practice. You just want to use me as practice.
You mean like how a lot of black men had used black women as practice? But didn't you say that that was okay? You agree with that. You said, oh, game recognized game. You gotta, ladies, you gotta be able to spot the game. So how come y'all wasn't able to spot the same game that white men laid on y'all then? Game recognized game on that, don't it? Oh, it's different then. Oh. I mean, it ain't game recognized then. Player, pimping. You know the words that y'all like to use. So the white man used his pimp hand strong against y'all. Why can't we double down on? So then why can't it is what it is then? Ain't that what you said? It is what it is. So I'm saying, ladies, y'all really gotta start talk about certain things in the same context as the way they try to dehumanize you, and please let it be and normalize it. I have no problem talking like this. And shit, if you feeling and shit, if there's another space that doesn't make you feel comfortable talking like this, hey, you can come over here.
You know it's never gonna happen between us. You know you don't like me like that, but you want to brush up on your skills so when you run across the guy you really like when you dating him, you won't make mistakes. So you want.
Again, he made all this about. So he literally evaluated somebody that's supposedly that's a friend. That's what, again, I keep saying, I don't understand how y'all have nigga friends, because y'all be their friends, but they don't be your friends. It's weird. And anything I tell niggas, I make sure to tell them so they can purposely go online and tell somebody else. Unfortunately, they don't like to spread what I say because it doesn't coincide with their bullshit. And I'll be desperate for people to spread what I'm saying, but not that desperate though. Not desperate enough where I'm gonna just be doing some shit to go viral. I'm gonna say what I have to say, and like I said, anybody has a problem with it, you can not support. I'm here for the ones that want to wake up, the ones that want to make excuses for these types. Go right ahead. I'm cool.
Want to use me as practice. You want me to be the practice dude. And if I say, nah, that ain't fair to that guy. Oh, you see that? I told you that besides, man, get the hell out of here. Your fucking misandry. What about your misandry?
Let's go back on that one just a little bit.
That ain't fair to that guy. Oh, and if I say, nah, that ain't fair to that guy. Oh, you see that? I told you that besides.
That's not what you said though. You didn't say, oh, it's not fair to that guy. You went on a whole fucking rant talking about, oh, well, with the last guy, if you give them, just because your bad experience don't mean I gotta miss out. Ain't that what you said? Oh, so you gonna deprive me because of your last bad experience. But isn't that what you're advocating for with this dude though? With the dude that's so-called getting played, and how is he getting played if he's constantly making the effort to go see her? Because it ain't like, unless she's the one that's inviting him out and wanting to see him all the time, then that's different. And my thing is, I still wouldn't put the blame on her, because at the end of the day, he's a fucking man. Men chase women. And the only time a man will ever, men chase women. The only time women will ever chase men is usually when that man has no fucking resources. It's usually when that man has no resources and the woman does. Because she's trying to save her, because she's trying to save her the community. She's trying to keep her community together. It's like she got the finances part. Now she just got to get the relationship part together. And no, women can't think about it in the opposite because they have to already be protected first to do the opposite. Oh, but see, happily enslaved niggas don't understand this. Niggas that have looked for every excuse to not fight back physically against the system. I mean, to me, the biggest indicator was Tulsa, Oklahoma. How does a whole fucking town get raided by 2,000 white men and there wasn't 2,000 black men to offset that? They ran behind the women? Yeah, I mean, they ran. Let me tell you something. They probably didn't run. They probably was the first ones out the door. I'm gonna be honest. And the only two living people we had from that time, I think the girl was 7 years old. She was 7 years old at the time. And I mean, yeah, she was lucid and able to recall it, but we just lost those two this year, I think. Or we lost the sister, the one who was actually there to witness it, the one who was actually cognizant enough to be able to reiterate to us what happened. And I think about the fact that none of those dudes stepped up. None of those dudes. You notice how it's not an option ever for a black man to bust back physically against a white man unless he can systemically get away with it. Why do you think these dudes were bitching and moaning so much about what white men get to do and what they get away with? And oh, if it was a black man, they wouldn't be. Guess what? That applies to women too. A lot of this shit that y'all talk about, all these restrictions that you like to put on black women, you know for a fact you ain't doing this shit when you step outside. Because in your eyes, those women don't have to deal with you. But see, in your eyes, you feel like the black woman has to. But in your eyes, you feel like you don't have to deal with her to keep the black community going. So, ladies, what does that say? What does that say? He just told you.
Man, get the hell out of here. Your fucking misandry. What about your misandry? What about your goddamn misandry? See, I don't do that. I've never done that. I've always played it straight down the middle.
No, you haven't. Let's please cut the bullshit on that one. And again, you're using all your hidden lives to do this bullshit. Using the fact that you hid all your lives to do this bullshit, but no.
A man is not wrong because he don't want to be finessed.
Okay. And you're well and the woman who you're supposedly supposed to be a friend to, didn't she also didn't want to get finessed either. She also didn't want to get finessed out of her vagina too early either. So I mean, evidently she was uncomfortable. It's just weird to me. Like I said, I don't understand how y'all have nigga friends. I don't. It's weird. Y'all be just wanting to have nigga friends just to have a male opinion. Like, y'all just be wanting a random, just any male's opinion? Like, what the fuck? No, you need to have the right male's opinion. The fuck? Like, I'm not just looking for a male opinion. I'm looking for the right male's opinion. And really, I ain't even looking for a male opinion. I'm looking for the right man's opinion.
A man is not wrong because he wants the same way you want to be guarded with your body and your time and all that. That's fine and cool. And that's, yeah. But the man got the right to be the same way when it comes to his money and his time and his attention and what he feel like he got going on. You're not entitled. You are not entitled. Like, I don't, and that's what I'm saying. If that's what you think it's supposed to be, well, then the dudes, they might as well passport bro. Because you think,
woo, stop right there. So, ladies, well, they might as well go to countries where women are whoring themselves out, where women are whoring themselves out due to the deprived resources of the males of that community. Wait a minute. So they not mad at other races of women doing that, but if you do it with them, it's a problem. Yo, they just telling themselves every single time. They telling themselves every single time. And this all stems from a woman, a so-called friend of his. I gotta reiterate, this stems from a so-called friend of his that didn't want to give a dude sex. Again, for whatever reason, I don't give a fuck what the reason is. If that's a prerogative,
you should be able to run game on this dude and finesse him.
Oh, and by the way, y'all dudes cannot give sex to women too, right? Y'all do know y'all have that choice as well. Like nobody's forcing y'all to stick dicks in women. Y'all can turn down sex and say no to that too. So, but again, because you're a heterosexual male, you got to defend that. Okay, so then what's the problem if heterosexual women defend the games they play on y'all? See, this is the conundrum. And see, this is what the conundrum actually is. Men want to be able to defend men who play other women, but then it's such a problem when they get that returned to them. So I keep saying, ladies, they're afraid. They really are. They don't want the same heat coming back to them. They want to be able to. They don't want the same heat coming back to them. Funny thing is, it was already brought to them, and it was already brought to them with slavery anyway. Because all they're doing is bringing to you all the misery and headache that white men have given. Well, I'm not going to say white men have given to them, because at the same time, the Moors thought white men were better fit to be in charge as well over them. So, and we saw how that went.
Because of the history of patriarchy, they ain't got shit to do with me. This is what I would tell you.
Okay. If the history of patriarchy don't have shit to do with you, then why is this obsession with submission and and what was it, the comment that you said? Oh, if all you gonna get is standoffish and slick at the mouth. And yes, that's verbatim, by the way. Anybody that doesn't believe me, you can pull up that live, or you can watch the previous live I just had on this. Watch the previous live I had on the live that he took down.
Dudes, this is why I would tell my sons. Number one red flag when dealing with a woman is if she wants to use her interaction and relationship with you to litigate the history of what's been going on between men and women.
And Black women, do not get with a man that wants to litigate the history between him and other races of men to come at you with. All right, listen, we could straight down the middle. Remember, I gotta give the other side to that. So Black women, I gotta reiterate again, you do not get with men who will try to litigate all the headache that they received from white supremacy onto you. Basically, just switch up patriarchy to white supremacy, and then switch up just switch up white supremacy and patriarchy, and put Black women in there. So tell your daughters. I'm about to say, you plan on telling your daughters what I just said? Probably not, because that means your sons will have a hard time. Hell of a conundrum, and you already know they'll choose their sons every single time. They don't mind you getting finessed and fucked up. Again, they want the weaker vessel to catch the most hell, but at the same time want to be looked at as leaders. It's fucking funny.
We don't like, and I done told people that before. We don't do battle with the sexes in my house. There is no gender divide or gender war going on in the house with me and my wife, or between my sons and my daughters. You're not going to use your interaction in relationship with me to come against all the injustices that men have committed against women for the past 2,000. They ain't got shit to do with me. You're not going to use your interaction in relationship with me to come against all the injustices that men have committed against women for.
But yet you just tried to do that with your lady friend, though. Didn't you make the comment saying, "Oh, is this what black men have been talking about?" Oh, you forgot about that, and I'm sure pretty other ones are gonna pretend like they forgot about it too because it was taken down. But yeah, wasn't that what you said in the last live too? Oh, I'm gonna run that again.
For the past relationship with me to come against all the injustices that men have committed against women for the past 2,000. They ain't got shit to do with me.
Ladies, I need y'all to start responding to black men the same way when they go through situations with other races of men. And I'm talking about any situation, including law enforcement, which is still happening, by the way. A lot of them just don't want to talk about it because they know that our responses are going to be brutal.
We're two people right here, right now, in a moment in time, who can choose to operate in good faith with one another. And if we can't do that, then you go your way and I go mine. But I'm not going to waste my money while doing it. Look, y'all know that I'm an investor. What makes you think that I'm going to waste money? Because if you're
since you are a married man, I don't understand why you would even insert yourself into this dating conversation of courting or whatever. Because first of all, you ain't even get to the space that you got without your wife. We're gonna keep that 100 too. Because I remember you mentioning something like that also when you mentioned how black men get to the middle class. You ain't doing it without your black wife. So I mean, again, I just don't understand with this whole bullshit of I don't need you. I don't need you. I mean, who are you speaking to? Because it sounds like you sound like one of these niggas online that are looking for a date. And you're supposed to be a married man. Like, what are you talking about? What you would have to do? According to you, you wouldn't have to do you wouldn't have to do anything because you're already married to your woman. Are you not? And are you not doing it with your wife? So then let's cut the bullshit. And men spend money every day. Please. Men spend money every day on shit that they don't really on shit that's very unimportant. Like, are you serious? Half the investments in the community has not been towards actually cultivating it. So if we want to really get real about the black where the black man spends his money, you're gonna fail that argument too.
and this goes back to what I was talking about last night. If we're really trying to build something that's long lasting,
but you're not. That's the thing. You're not trying to build something that's long lasting. Because let me tell you something, there's no way in fucking hell that I could go back to 1939 and see an article written by by a black woman named Claudia Jones telling me that black women were the breadwinners then and also experiencing hardships that were specifically geared towards them that black men were going out of their way to exacerbate because they were too bitch made to face off against white men. Again, it's a whole circle. You got to remember, it's a whole train of cowardly bullshit. These dudes, historically, these dudes have so been egotistically driven, and I'm putting the word historically on it because you still see remnants of it today. Historically, these dudes have been so hell bent on trying to suppress us that they ended up getting themselves enslaved. They ended up losing their land. They don't see that as the lesson. They don't see, hey, maybe my hateful ass misogynistic ways is what got me to this point. Maybe my hypocritical nature, my hypocritical hatred of my own is what got me to this point. Notice how that never factors into any of these niggas' minds, even the ones who are so-called successful. Again, that success is based on all the begging, marching, and sit-ins and plead-ins that y'all made. Because if we look back in history, we know for a fact it wasn't white folks that were trying to live near black folks. It was black folks begging to be with them. Mind you, what was it, 10 years earlier? I think 10 years before that, I think a few years before those situations even happened. Wasn't Emmett Till murdered? So you mean to tell me after Emmett Till murders, y'all still wanted to integrate? Y'all still wanted to integrate? I honestly wish we could have took a vote back then. I honestly wish I could have did a poll back then of just like get a vote for all the black women. But see, that's the thing. That would be placing black women in danger too. Like, we used to sit up there and try to get a vote of who's voting for what or who's supporting who. Black women who didn't support the popular dude was essentially shunned. That's why I say I knew black men were coward. To be honest, I knew for a fact it didn't. Slavery alone showed me the cowardice. Well, you know what? I'm not gonna say that. It's the fighting to remain in servitude and fighting to remain in enslaved states that have long been the downfall of the black male, well, the black community, period. But as I said, I think a lot of these dudes and I think a lot of these dudes like these they're telling you these dudes like their position. They like the fact that they think that it's a flex that they can still get women and not have a whole lot of resources, even though that doesn't lead to anywhere. Like, in hindsight and foresight of things, it literally leads to your slow destruction, which is why I just laugh at you niggas that try to talk like that and try to big it up. Because end of the day, I know the long term consequence. And there have been niggas that spoke like that all throughout history, and we don't know who the fuck they are today. But they were great. But I'm pretty sure they were great servants to everybody else. And that's because they prefer to be that. I'm gonna be honest. A lot of black men prefer to be servants to other societies than to be builders for their own, builders and owners for their own. They rather be servants and employees of other races and men than to be up under their own. And I think a large part of the reason is because they know they can't come together without some type of infiltration happening. They don't trust each other. They don't trust each other when it comes to building, but they damn sure trust each other when it comes to destroying and tearing down.
And that means anything.
Hold on. Let me pause this real quick.
I knew it was something I had to do. I gotta get a damn haircut.
I don't give a fuck about that.
Being no man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna demonize me for being no man. You know what I'm saying?
So that's what they consider being men. Got it. Cool. That's all I needed to hear. Like I said, I'm just here to take inventory. I'm just here to take inventory and call out the damage.
You're not gonna demonize me for being no man. You're supposed to sit here and tiptoe and pretend like I'm.
Who's asking you to tiptoe? I'm not tiptoeing. That's what I'm saying. Like, who's asking you to? I'm not tiptoeing around shit. Like, I'm sorry. Please don't come to my platform asking me to tiptoe because I just can't. I'm sorry. Like, I get everybody has feelings, but when it comes to the lives of black women, I don't give a fuck about nobody's feelings.
I'm an asexual male. I don't exhibit any masculinity. I keep my head down and I tiptoe and
It's really starting to add up what they consider masculinity and what they consider. And it's crazy because Amiri made a comment on here. I don't know on this particular live because I haven't gone all the way through it, but I know on a previous live he made a comment about, and I'm not sure if really black women picked up on that, but I know it sent a huge red flag to me. It sent a huge red flag to me. Not when I heard it. And basically, ladies, I mean, shit. On top of him, besides him, doing the Kevin Samuel shit, the whole agreeing with Kevin Samuels, which I know he was going to eventually, which I know that was going to happen. When niggas don't, it's always different when a nigga doesn't have resources versus when he does. Because shit, look at Kevin Samuels himself. Look at what he was talking about when he didn't have shit, and then all of a sudden he started getting money. The moment he started talking crazy about us. But I think that's what it was. Amiri made a comment talking about that white male, that basically somehow white males weren't in the physically attractive department, so they had to build in order to get their women. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, nigga, you sound fucking dumb. You think all that building they were doing was just for their women? No, that was for them and their fucking legacy too. That wasn't about all just chasing women. I feel like a lot of you I feel like a lot of you niggas that want to just constantly look for ways to devalue or value women based on whatever they're placating to your ass at the moment. Y'all just pick and choose. Because I've seen some of the most degenerate bitches of society get uplifted as feminine, and I've seen some of the most degenerate men get uplifted as good men. Oh, that's right, Amiri. The slave owners that you complain about, the colonizers that you complain about, that white male hegemony that you complain about, which is wild to me. It's funny how the black man will complain and bitch and moan about the white man establishing his own hegemony, but won't do anything to establish his own, though.
and walk around like I'm walking on eggshells. Get out of here. I'm a man. All right. Just understand that. And I'm proud of being a man. There's nothing wrong with being a man.
I don't know who you're trying to prove. I don't know who you're trying to tell us to prove, but this is giving me very much historical flashbacks. I'm just thinking about all the signs, all the I am a man signs, the pleading and begging everybody else to recognize you as a man shit.
Period, point blank, man. Let me see. I'm gonna tell them 12:30. Hold on, y'all. I gotta get. Man,
Yeah,
talking about that segment of women who, for them, it's no matter what a man do, they're gonna always find. That's what I was talking about. They always got something to say. It's gonna find something wrong with men.
Again, I don't know which community he's talking about. Hold on, maybe I missed it.
Got something to. Who, for them, it's no matter what a man do, they're gonna always find. That's what I was talking about. They always got something to say. It's gonna find a way. So you have this segment of women who, for them, it's no matter what a man do, they're gonna always find. That's what I was talking about. They always got something to say. It's gonna find something wrong with men.
Again, you'll usually find that in women who have already received a whole bunch and feel entitled to continue receiving it. So again, which women are you talking about? Because it can't be black ones. Again, like you did. That's what I'm saying, ladies. I need y'all to realize the fallacy of these arguments and ask yourself where, as a black woman, you place in this argument, especially when you hear niggas talking about uh giving provisions and providing for for the family in mass. Like that was not happening in mass. What the fuck? At least not since prior to segregation. And last time I checked, what the fuck is the point in being the most married if said man can't stop another man from raping you, or said man can't stop you, can't protect you within that system? It's like, what the fuck is being married and having children in? Marriage is an institution, right? I don't. What institutions do Black folks have that they're trying to keep up with families? None, right? So that's probably a large reason as to why the mentality towards that hasn't been that. Well, for anybody that's confused, the reason why there hasn't been much mentality towards, there hasn't been much of a mind state towards being that way. It's like I said, Black men don't want it. That wanted it didn't want it that way. Y'all didn't give a fuck about women having kids out of wedlock. In fact, y'all pushed for it. The sisters reply, need I, do I have to show that again? And I really shouldn't, because last time I checked, I could have swore I did this on my last live. I think I did this with the myth of the Black matriarchy. I might not have. If not, I'll check back. And I may just have to, do an impromptu live on it. But yeah, the sisters reply. That right there from 1969, by the way. I want y'all to know that. And by the way, did y'all do know that the early 70s was one of the highest rates of teenage pregnancy, right? Now, I'm gonna ask y'all a question. Can you link, is there a link that you can make between the 1968 Sisters Reply article by Patricia Robinson, who, by the way, was a psychotherapist and housewife? So she didn't have to be in the position that she was. So she was, the funny thing is, she was actually in the position that, well, she was in the female position of what Amiri's in, but I didn't see her speaking about the Black community the way this nigga is. She was a psychotherapist and a housewife in the fucking 60s. That right there was already a level above Black men, period, especially the psychotherapist part. And being a psychotherapist, she was more qualified than most to give a diagnosis on what was going on. But you think a nigga like you was doing something because you decided to marry. You decided to actually have, because you decided to do the right thing. Again, this shit is weird. This shit is weird. They're literally using being good dudes as a bargaining chip. That means that you're not really good then. Was what you said. You had the choice. You could flip flop, remember? You could be one thing, you could be this thing, you could be the next day, you could be, it's like, oh, you got the choice, you got the freedom. No, you don't. You only got the freedom in certain spaces. Again, you can only pull this shit off in certain spaces. Because the moment you go out into that real world, oh, let me tell you something. All that arrogance is going right out the fucking window, especially if he wants to get invited in somewhere.
And what men do. As if you just perfect, as if you're just perfect. You're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. And so if you and so that's what I'm saying. If you know you don't really like this guy, you know you ain't really into him, why are you sitting in his face on a date? You want to use him. You want to use him and think he's supposed to be fine with being used.
Don't these dudes brag about how they get used and financially exploited by other races of women every day? Don't they try to use that as like a bragging point towards Black women? So, Mary, just keep it 100. You're talking specifically about Black women, right? Because you know that what you're saying, you already know the men that you're speaking to or speaking on behalf of don't apply that to all women equally. But yet, y'all want to have shit applied to you equally as men. Again, that's weird. Notice how they'll single out the category when it's for the women when it's black, but we're supposed to, but they want to lump all men in, and it's a problem if we. Man, I'm good.
I wouldn't, if I was in the dating, I wouldn't be putting up with that. You're not going to use me. You're not going to use me, and I got it. Look, let me tell y'all. Matter of fact.
So then, why do you keep referring to you then? This shit is weird. I never heard of a married man go on this type of a rant about what a single friend of his is doing with another single stranger. You notice how hard he's going for the stranger and not his friend? He don't even know this dude. But he's going hard for him because what he said, he's a heterosexual black male. So, ladies, I think y'all should start taking that into consideration when y'all are out here trying to, when you out here thinking that you're helping men out, knowing damn well they would never fuck, and they busy running, using you as a backdrop to harm other women. But yet, when these dudes get exposed, they're the quickest to throw y'all away. That's why I said I don't understand, dude. I don't understand women that actively fuck with these type of dudes. Like will be in this, like want to be friends with them and all this other shit. It's like I can't. I would never. A dude like this would give me a fucking headache. And my single life is amazing.
Let me show y'all something, man. Because like I said, this even the only way this got on my radar is because lady friend, she want to talk about. I don't really, you sending this to me. I don't care what you about.
So you had to get on a public platform to tell your friend that you didn't want to hear about. Nah, what it is, nigga, you came on here, you found you saw an opportunity and you decided to exploit your friend to do it. Again, ladies, y'all be wanting to confide in these niggas. They're telling you right now, you can never be safe with them. Just like they should never be able to be safe with you with anything they confide in you that they may find harmful, that they may find disillusioned about. Because again, it seems to me he's all making this assumption off of the fact that the woman has gone on dates with him and hasn't had sex with him yet. So that's supposed to be this indicator that she's wasting his money and what. And I'm just like, okay, if that tells me everything I need to know. But he sees it as a man getting finessed out of his money. He's literally telling y'all, ladies. He's literally telling you to your face. The fact that this woman did not want for whatever reason. Let me tell you something. When it comes to the fucking topic of sex, and I hear dudes speak this way, to me, they ain't too far off from being a fucking rapist. And yeah, I'm going there with it.
What's going on with the dating? I don't talk about dating, but you sending this to me because you are unhappy with your results. And what I'm trying to show you is,
and it sounds to me like she was just going to a friend to confide. Like, are y'all actually friends or what? Like, I'm like, because again, people's definition of friendship is different. Because you calling her your lady friend. And again, you relay this back to, oh, well, this is what black men are talking about. No, they're not talking about that. I know you wish that was the case because you really do want to side with these dudes, but I think you know for a fucking fact that's not the case because you can look at the numerous incidents that are happening oh yeah, by the way, shout out to Black Girl Unlost and Leah Gordon, the top two channels that are devoted to. Hold on, excuse me. Let me pause on this nigga for a second. Hold on. Yep, my girl right here. anybody that doesn't see it, Leah Gordon, she's one of the best. Social media influencer and advocate for Black women, Leah Gordon is yeah, she's been on here for a minute. With millions of views on her videos, she produces content that highlights Black women's issues. Gordon is also an educator. And the funny thing is, I've hardly ever seen this woman's name being mentioned in these so-called spaces, but again, that's too much of that's too much against the narrative, you know. The Leah Gordon Show, 101 Talk Show. Yeah. And look where she's already been featured. BuzzFeed, Her Campus, Revolt TV. I don't really give a fuck about Revolt, but Sheen Magazine, National Black Guide, African News Nation. Yeah, she's been on. Oh wow, 2011. I did not know she was on this long. I found out about her, I think about 2020, when I started getting on here faithfully. Oh, and she got a website. Y'all gotta go to this website right here. This it's blackgirlnews.com. Ooh, oh, hold on. You gotta check this out. Y'all. Yeah, I had to take a break from the bitch nigga tree for a second because this is more important. Girls, y'all see this? Come on, I'm telling y'all, and we have so much more. This isn't the only one. This is the one I didn't even know Leah Gordon because I've been checked out of YouTube for so long, but I ain't never forget her. I love this. Oh, all right, I'm back. Temporary pit stop. But let me go back. Where was I? Oh, yes. Right here. Yep. But yeah, this is back to what I was saying where before I got cut off. This is Leah Gordon's channel. This sorry, not channel. This is her website. It's Black Girl News. So this is definitely this is bookmark, honey. For sure. Wait, hold on. Well, I ain't about to show y'all no information. But yeah, that's getting bookmarked. For sure. But yeah, ladies, if y'all we don't need any of these. I'm sorry. Y'all, it looks I don't know. But yeah, so this is one of many people that I follow. But yeah, and I love the fact that she's doing this. I really do. Oh my God. She also has, oh my God, she has her own cosmetics company. Oh, wow. I didn't even know she started her own cosmetics company. Bachelor's in communication and speech. Oh, well, no wonder. Okay. Started out on YouTube as a college vlogger. Later transitioned to videos that focus on hair and beauty. Wow. So, girl, she been doing the damn thing. Wow. I didn't even, wow. Go ahead. See, I just knew about, listen, I was impressed just off of the Black Femicide. Just off of her with her work on Black Femicide. But Jesus, girl, you doing all this extra too? Oh, I love it. Let me see at the beginning. We're doing cosmetics. I'm hoping that's still around. I'm gonna check that out. Lipstick, oh, graduated her master's. Oh, yes. She got her PhD in higher education. Girl. Oh yeah, this story alone. I gotta do something. I'm gonna have to do something for Leah. I'm gonna have to make a video because oh man, oh girl. And see, she too big. I can't reach her. I'm like, damn. See, these are the type of women that need to be really. These are the type of ones that really need to be uplifted and put on the forefront, not niggas like Amiri. Yeah, her I'll vote for. You girl, you run for office, you got my vote. You got it for sure, for sure. But yeah, that was just a bit that I wanted to show y'all. So we're gonna go back to the bullshit I was calling out.
Maybe the reason why you're getting the results you're getting is because the way you're approaching it. Because you want to be a drill sergeant and shit.
Because you want to be a drill sergeant. You don't want to say it to me in a coddling manner. You don't want to consider my feelings when you say it to me. Okay? But so the stronger vessel wants that, but the stronger vessel wants it, but the stronger vessel justifies not giving it to the so-called weaker one. That's weird. That's very, very weird.
Instead of just letting things unfold organically. Hold on. I'm going to show y'all something right quick. This shit is not a problem for me, man. It's really not. It's really not, man. Hell out of here. I'm never going to apologize for being a man. You got Amiri twisted. Hold up. Then wonder why Derek Jackson was running game on y'all, because you want to be lied to. You want to be lied to. You don't want a man just tell you what it is when it comes to certain things. Hold up. I'll show y'all something right quick. Man. Show y'all something.
Hold on.
Really not. It's really not, man. Hell out of here. I'm never gonna apologize for being a man. You got Amiri twisted. Hold up.
Again, I'm not sure who's asking him to apologize for being a so-called heterosexual man. I guess I don't know. These dudes have different definitions of that. So again, I don't know what that means in the context of this.
What's up? Okay, hold on, y'all. Let me show y'all something, man, so people can understand exactly what my focus is on. Y'all see that? Y'all see the image on the screen?
I'm guessing this is a Southern property. Because I noticed the only time that black males are allowed to really flip houses this large is when they're in mostly black areas, especially in, Georgia is considered the mecca of, the black rich, I guess. I know this ain't LA. I know for a fucking fact it ain't New York. So I'm guessing this is somewhere in the South. Looks like it. Kind of looks like Sandy Springs, Powder Springs area. Very beautiful home.
Y'all see the image on the screen, man. This house that y'all looking at, that was a deal that was sent to me yesterday by a very accomplished real estate investor who's a black man with a black wife, and who I was in talks with to do it.
Notice how they got to reiterate that last point. Because they already know for a fact that you would start questioning. They already know. That's what I'm saying, ladies. You got to be careful because a lot of them, they already know. They already know. And again, all that does is lend credence to me is that lends credence. So basically, so I don't know. Do black men see black women as a hindrance to their wealth? They see black women as a hindrance to their wealth and their so-called freedom. And I'm like, freedom to do what though? I need y'all to understand that. They think any responsibility towards you is a hindrance towards them. Like you can never have a society like that unless you're gonna be stuck hating yourself and criticizing other black women all day, in which case you just look fucking dumb and pathetic. Because I'm not about to engage in it. And I think that's why a lot of y'all will purposely start problems or try to be, because a lot of y'all will be Munchausens when it comes to inflaming problems with black women. I even noticed that shit in high school. Luckily, I always went straight to you niggas because I always go straight to the source. And I'm not interested in having a cat fight. And none of you niggas are valuable enough for me to ever have a cat fight with another sister over. Now, Malcolm X, maybe. I'll have a cat fight with a sister, over a Malcolm X try to save our community. Like if she's on some dumb shit talking about, like if this was, again, I'm talking about if this was the past. If we were in the 60s and she was talking a whole bunch of bullshit, saying like, well, Malcolm X is making our men look weak and stuff like that. It's like, I ain't never heard no bullshit like that. Malcolm X had a lot of black women support. So we know who was really not supportive of Malcolm X. And truth be told, a lot of these niggas today don't really care for him. They just use him as a backdrop and as a symbol, but they don't really care what they care. What you got to think about who they care about is what they actually want to be. And it's never been a semblance of a black man like Malcolm X, ever. That's why they killed him, because they didn't want that.
To do a deal. And he kind of humbled me, because when I'm pitching him the deal and stuff like that, he was like, y'all know, when I got through going through the whole spiel with the deal and stuff like that, you know what he told me? He told me, okay, now tell me, why would I do that? That's what he told me. He said, okay, he said, okay, Amiri, now tell me, why would I do that?
Yeah, in other words, why would I fuck with you at low? Why would I fuck with your low class ass when I'm dealing with this? Yeah, we know. And you were so impressed by that. I know. That's what I'm saying. A lot of black men will have no problems being reminded of their space and being reminded of where they actually are, as long as there's another black man doing it. Because I shudder to think. Never mind. No, I'm not even gonna say that, because I keep forgetting this is where money and resources. So the black man tends to be on his best behavior at the threat of losing that.
Can't pretend like he don't see your beautiful face, and he don't see your bosom, and he don't see your thick thighs. And come on, man. You know what I'm saying? We're sexual creatures. Men and women are sexual creatures. I don't know why we gotta sit here and pretend.
Nobody's pretending, but there seems to be this like extra. Nobody's pretending, and we're not going to pretend like this is evened out or both sided either. Again, what it seems to me, that a lot of dudes who really didn't get the full benefit of patriarchy are bitching and moaning.
What's up, Organic Black? How you doing? I hope this guy can cut my hair. I got an event to go to tomorrow.
I don't want to talk about that.
You know what I'm saying? That's what's rare, man. Yeah, I'm trying to live life at the highest possible level, because that's what's rare.
Wouldn't be the highest possible level owning your own land and having control of your own resources and running your own system? To me, that's the highest peak. But again, I'm also not a degenerate male. So I don't know. I guess that's a foreign thinking process.
You know what I'm saying? That's what's rare, man. And so now just imagine if you're that guy who have that going on and you're single and you're dating. Now this woman she knows she don't really like you, but she won't waste your time. See what I'm talking about? That's selfish.
And then y'all, what? I thought y'all said that was game. Though. So it's game when y'all are doing it to black women, but it's such a big deal with the few that happens to you. And again, notice how this is just based on one. Could you imagine if black women made devoted 6 hours of a fucking live for every dude? Please. We wouldn't have first of all, we wouldn't have time to work. We wouldn't have time to work. We had to do 6 hours for every one of y'all. So let's cut the bullshit. Let's stop. Like it's hard for me to not laugh at this dumb shit.
Why you want to sit up in this dude's face and you know you don't like him? To me, that don't make sense. Why would you? Why? And then if the guy says anything or express what he wants in any way, he's wrong.
Express what he wants in any way. No, that's not. Let's be serious. We know exactly what the type. We know exactly the type of way these dudes are talking to these women, and yes, it warrants the response. A lot of the responses that they're getting. So again, I don't know what imaginary world you're talking about, dude. Where there's just a whole bunch of fucked up black women that are just running over black men for their money and wanting to use them for their money because they want to litigate 2,000 years of patriarchy. It's like, okay, well then, are y'all trying to litigate the past 400 years of slavery about all this bullshit, that all this whining and complaining you doing about the white man? I mean, y'all can say it's not about the white man anymore because again, y'all are under some impression that they're losing power, and it's like, no, as long as they keep communication amongst each other and as long as they don't fall victim to the same nigga shit that y'all do, they'll be fine. They're not as hell-bent on self-destruction as y'all are, as at least as men. They'll cause destruction to other people and to keep their shit up, but y'all are the opposite. Hence the reason why the order is the way it is. Y'all haven't figured that out yet, or you still trying to avoid it?
Yeah, I'll drop the link, Mahogany. He's wrong now. So I'm supposed to sit up here and pretend like men aren't human beings. I'm supposed to sit up here and pretend like men don't have the right of personhood. Men don't have the rights of personhood. I'm supposed to sit up here and pretend that men don't have desire.
Not men. Not men. Again, you're doing the whole man shit, and I see the bullshit. Because no, nobody's saying men. And again, you have to let us know specifically who you're talking about, because majority of the women I'm talking to are not saying all men are fucked up. They're very specific about the men they talking about. So again, dude, who you talking about?
In wants, in needs. That's what I'm supposed to do. Because some radical lesbian separatist or something is going to.
Woo! Woo! Wonder who he was talking about on that one. I'm real curious. Radical lesbian feminist. So I guess he considers lesbian black women useless to him too. Why? Because they don't want to fuck you. I'm gonna be honest. Y'all really need to. I need y'all to really understand how far this mentality actually goes. And if you look at the results of the community, it'll tell you exactly everything you need to know. But yeah, I don't know if that was a shot at lesbian black women, which I am going to defend. Because number one, I got family. First of all, I got family members and people that I know that are bi. Like that's the thing. A lot of y'all don't consider that there are black women that are bisexual too, and that's also why a lot of them don't get into relationships because they can't really choose one or the other. Another thing, dumb fucks like to leave out because they don't want to specify that they're strictly talking about the ones they are involved with. And I keep telling you, ladies, I have to keep reminding you, this all stems from the fact that he was upset that his friend turned down sex for a dude that he didn't even know. Mind you, this is supposed to be a friend of his. How many conversations have we had about having males as friends, especially black male friends? But those of y'all that think y'all are close to Amiri is somehow different with this rhetoric? I don't think so. And I think he's low-key doing this on purpose to come to like expose some of y'all too. To see who's gonna call him out and who's not. And those that are held depend on desperate being that's staying over there, go right ahead. Because clearly y'all are in it for status too. And the wealth status of a black man, they never changed the circumstances in this society like that. I'm sorry. You think for the first, like what? That there's been richer black men in the past than y'all now. There's been more black businesses in the past than y'all have now. So if they were getting the worst of it then, but you're not getting the worst of it having the least amount of wealth, having less marriages, having less of a community, doesn't that mean that it's kind of like mission accomplished? Doesn't that mean for them it's like mission accomplished? It's like we already subdued you niggas to the utmost. What else do we need to attack at this point? You ain't got shit. So why not help you a little bit? Why not let you into that 2.6%? Because nigga, you ain't about to fight for more anyway. Especially not if you got to go up against. I'm speaking too much from the. I'm speaking too much from the men that I usually surround myself with. And I'll just leave it. I'll just get back to the video on that one.
Objective. Like, man, I don't engage in with silly stuff, man. I don't engage. It's like the same thing I'm saying with the passport, bro. The passport, bros. Okay, if you're going, then go. Why would it? If you're gonna go overseas and look for a better option, why are you sitting here doing all this whining and complaining about it? Just do what you're gonna do.
Okay, I'm confused. Weren't you just sitting on black women earlier in the live about, oh, you see why this is why they go to passport bros? Now it's like, oh, I don't. Yeah, I'm gonna just let it play.
I think there's been too much time in modern society by too many women trying to change men. A man is a man. He's going.
Ladies, that I actually agree with. Do not try to excuse niggas, and don't try to refocus niggas either. Because also refocusing is also a version of fixing, by the way, which is something he just said that he don't respect, right? And that men don't respect those that try to fix them. So then my thing is, if y'all come across a broken nigga, step on the pieces and keep it moving. Or tiptoe around the pieces so you don't get cut. As long as those pieces, unfortunately, broken niggas are not like a mosaic. A mosaic is immobile. However, broken niggas move at a very fast pace, almost on a viral level. So it's trying to maneuver that obstacle is a bit different. I'm sorry. Oh shit. That was low key funny. Not even low key, high key. I gotta remind myself of that shit later. But yeah, no.
Gonna be a man. It just is what it is. And then going through all this effort to try and separate men from women, and where men and women are diametrically, biologically designed to desire one another. Argue with science. See, what a lot of these feminists aren't used to, they're not used to a person, a man, who's just a regular guy who can have the discussion and understand the discussion.
Are you talking? I hope you're not singling yourself out in this situation. I'm pretty sure this is going to circle back towards him because I've already gotten, like I said, I've gotten megalomaniac from this dude on just a mild level. Jesus Christ.
Because if you're going to start talking that crazy stuff, then I'm going to have to bring up sexual dimorphism. See, because Mother Nature has created this division, which is what we know of as sex, the sexes, where males exhibit certain characteristics and traits and females exhibit certain characteristics and traits. And that those opposite traits and characteristics that they exhibit fit together like a hand and glove. What happens a lot of time in the academy, in academia, is people will sit up here and come up with ideas and theory that sound good in the classroom, but aren't necessarily applicable to real society. It only sounds good in theory. But when you talk about the practical application of it, it doesn't work. So they come up with these radical ideas, spitballing. Why would you want to invent the wheel? Why you want to reinvent the wheel? You know what? I'm gonna come up with a better concept of wheel. Instead of the wheel being round, I'm gonna make it oblong. And so now you go take all of the round wheels and tires off of vehicles and put oblong shaped wheels and tires on. Now everything goddamn messed up. The car ain't riding smooth, is messing up.
Yeah, it's called creating a problem to then solve it. That's happened numerous times throughout history. Like that analogy you just used. I mean, if we could put it to, I guess, a level of, again, I don't know how comfortable people are. I mean, granted, there's topics on it as far as like, mass exterminations of people, mass exterminations of intellectuals, especially if you look at Saddam Hussein's reign, if you look at Mussolini's reign, if you look at Hitler's reign, all the dumb fucks that made it into office off of the backs of desperate people who really didn't want to own up to the fact that they participated in their country's downfall. So they decided to use a scapegoat of what, 10% of the population at the time? I think Jewish folks were 10% of the population, and they were ultimately blamed for all the ills of what was happening in Germany at the time. I guess because they felt so humiliated that they lost the war, they needed to find somebody to take it out on. Yeah. Adolf Hitler broke was no different than Adolf Hitler in power. Just to give an indication of what y'all think y'all are supporting. Because how a man well, when it comes to the black community, how a black man exhibits himself, y'all just go by words. Y'all don't really go by actions too much. It's like if they just say one thing, like y'all literally, like y'all thought, what's his name? What's that rapper's name? I forgot. The one who did This Is America. The one who did This Is America. I forgot his name, but I know wasn't there something where basically everybody was started talking about how pro-black he was based on that one fucking song. That didn't even make sense to me, and that just let me know how, like, the thing is, y'all are so. I think what it is y'all expect for these dudes to be already. The thing is, these dudes are already so coonish as they are and so self-hating. A lot of y'all see them as an automatic fix. And I can understand how, because you see automatic damage. When somebody's presenting damage to you, someone who naturally fixes or naturally looks to solve problems. See, that's the thing. I keep telling y'all, and I said this, and I think I had said this in my last live. People like Munchausens more than they like fixers. Because, yeah, that whole analogy of the wheel and what he said, changed it to oblong or whatever. But guess what? Let's put some context to that. Let's say the black folks were the ones that let's say it was black folks who decided to use this, who decided that the circle was best for the wheel. If somebody comes along, doesn't like the fact that those said people are right in the first place, and those said people are in rule, what they'll do is create a problem to then solve it. So what they'll do is they'll kill off all the intellectuals, they'll kill off all the problem solvers of their community to basically keep the docile slaves around. I think even in Ukraine, they had a mass famine where so many farmers, people who are like even I think they were referred to as peasants, but these are working people. Millions of them slaughtered in and basically all of Russia. You basically left them to die. Basically used Ukraine as a scapegoat to take down the Soviet Empire. I think the Soviet Union, I believe. Oh man, let me tell you something. That Cold War is a motherfucker.
Up the road and bridges, and now you got to keep spending money on repairs of the vehicle, and now you got to repair the road. That's what's happening with a lot of this stuff that's being pushed. From that standpoint, we know what works. There's no need. Yeah, but at the same time, sweetie, who's in charge that's telling you that it works? Because I'm gonna be honest, and this is what I had cut myself off initially. As far as the scenario, let's say the white people were the ones who wanted to put in oblongs and black folks wanted to put in circles. You think for a fucking second they're gonna allow you to have that credit?
Probably not. Not a credit of that major magnitude, not without having to steal it or making it seem like you were wrong to begin with, only for them to later sell it back to you. And we see instances of that in society as it is. Because ain't that what y'all said? Y'all taught them how to build, y'all taught them how to bathe and all this other shit. But who's known as the premier of all things? Which group is known as the premier of all things positive and all things negative? Just in the general sense of race, class, and sex in society. And I'm talking about adding all that up. Don't pick and choose. Y'all like to restrict it to the man argument because the man part is what makes you feel better. The moment you get to that black part, you look stupid.
Or no reason to reinvent the wheel. And if what I'm saying ain't true, why?
The thing is, sweetie, that metaphoric wheel has been reinvented throughout history plenty of times. Hence the reason why you can have several versions of a book that one man was supposedly wrote. And yes, I'm talking about the Bible. And again, I might be going too far deep for those who are extra religious and don't want to look past their own programming. But yeah, that's where I'm getting to it. So yeah, there's been plenty of times that the wheel has been reinvented. Again, it's not in the literal sense, but I'm going metaphorical and figuratively. But yeah, the wheel has been invented several times. It's just been by morons and the ones that support them. Because in all those dictators that I just named, people tend to forget that there was a large support for these people initially from the entire country. So yeah, degenerates get supported on a very large basis, and I get it. That's the only way you niggas feel like you can get in power is by being that, even though history has shown that y'all trying that has actually gotten you enslaved. But again, what do I know? I just read history.
Why are people spending so much time to do that? Why? Like I said, in order for this stuff to work, if you're out there dating, both for men and women, both of y'all got to come to the table in good faith. If both of y'all are harboring ulterior motives, guess what's going to happen? It's not going to work.
Again, ladies, notice how that you're coming back. You notice how that you're pushing back with the same shit that they were giving you, that now all of a sudden it's, oh, we both have to come. We both have to be organic. We both have to be. But see, when it was just black men, what they call it, exploring their options on women that they were with. Oh, whoops, that's true. Ain't that what you said? Well, you about to say further on in this live?
So you can't hedge your bets. You can't hedge your bets. So I'm gonna tell you like this. Like if I was gonna date, right? Like say if I'm dating, it's gonna be a while before me and you even go on that first date. It's not like I'm gonna meet you, get your number, and then we go on a date. No.
I haven't had the experience. But granted, I come as myself organically, and I only hang around guys that enjoy being around me organically. Granted, I can have intelligent conversations with these types too. Yeah, like I'm gonna be honest, there's a lot of dudes that are just very surface level and afraid to go into deep conversations, and it's more so because a lot of them are too bitch made to approach them. And I mostly experienced that. I mostly experienced that growing up, like when I was, talking when I was dealing with black men, especially in high school and shit. But and not even dating. That's the thing. I wasn't even dating them. It was just literally, I was just having arguments with dudes over the fuck shit that I was seeing them doing. Like it wasn't even me liking them or me wanting. It was literally me it was literally me just seeing fucked up behavior and calling it out. And guess what? I got branded. You want to know what my nickname in high school was? I was called a man hater. I was literally they couldn't brand me as a black man hater because I went after everybody in that school. Every dude in that school that was caught doing some stupid shit that either harm one of the girls, or got or got even one of the other dudes that were just minding their business, going to school, doing their homework, and just trying to do the best they can. Even those, it's like you niggas try to pretend like you, and the fact that you try to make it seem like it's okay because you just restricted to black women is crazy. That's why I said I agree with Cynthia G. I would never give birth to this shit. And thank God I ain't never even been pregnant before, and I ain't got no kids. So I am completely chill. I'm completely chill, and I'm happy. And truth be told, there's way too many socially engineered lab rats on this planet for me to want to be around like that anyway. Because if I can't have these type of real discussions with you in nuanced depth, and we can actually go through articles and stuff like that, there's nothing I need to say. But that means you're very surface level. Keep it surface and stay away from me, because I'll hurt your feelings.
I'm going to talk to you on the phone.
And guess what? If that makes me hard to date, I'd rather that than deal with niggas like this, or the ones that he's going out of his way to defend that he don't even know like that, over a friend that he has supposedly more intimate knowledge of.
Phone. We're going to build a rapport. We're going to get the formalities out of the way, or for an extended period of time, maybe, I don't know, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, 2 months, I don't know, whatever it is. Before I even take time out my busy schedule to even entertain you with a face-to-face arrangement.
So basically, you're talking from a position as if you were in the dating market today at your status. Well, the thing is, did you get to your status without your wife and children is the question I would have to ask. That's the only way this would even be plausible. Oh, you didn't? Okay. And yeah, I'm answering for you, because no, you didn't. Without the help of that woman without the help of that sister by your side, you be fucking nowhere. So no, you can sit up here and pretend based on the status you got to, even though you didn't even get to the status on your own. Like, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. He's sitting up here fantasizing about what he would do if he was in this position when he was single, however long ago that may be. I'm telling you, these dudes are fucking weird. These dudes are weird as fuck.
But how many women can handle that? Why should I interrupt my life, my busy schedule, for a face-to-face with you?
Black women, why should you interrupt your life and your wombs to continue birthing this shit? If he can get his question answered, so can I.
So before I would even do that, it would have to make sense. We would already have to know what's going on. We would already have to have a certain things laid out. We would already know what the rules of engagement are going to be. And then we do everything from there. See what the women were trying to make it seem like I'm saying is a one-night stand. I ain't talking about a one-night stand. That's something different. I ain't talking about a one-night stand. I'm talking about if we are genuinely interested in each other, dating is not where not where we're going to find out where we are. We're going to do, before we even go on a date, there's going to be a whole vetting process and things of that nature. So,
oh yeah. Quick question too. I don't know if you mentioned it. You mentioned this on a previous live, but I know you said something about you wouldn't court a woman unless she was a virgin. Something like that, or if you was to go back in time, or back to whenever you were single, and said you wouldn't court a woman unless she was a virgin. Okay, well, considering the fact that the black community has some of the highest rates of sexual assault, where Black women are getting their virginities and virtue taken from them at very early ages. That lets me know everything I need to know about you. And ladies, I need y'all to consider that stat when these dudes are talking. Like when these dudes are talking this whole virgin shit, I want y'all to consider the high sexual assault rates in our community. And I want y'all to think back through the history of teenage pregnancies. And no, these were not other teenage boys that were getting them pregnant. But y'all want to find a way to blame those teenagers too? Oh, that's right. Y'all had to blame them in order to justify the dumb shit you were doing, right? And of course, that gave you no choice but to have, but to have children with those. That's what it is. I think a lot of these men despise the fact that they had to collide with some of these women just to produce a legacy. But they don't understand that the reason they had to was due to their own character. They had a problem with the more accomplished ones. They had a problem with the Claudia Jones. They had a problem with the Patricia Robinsons. Well, apparently her husband didn't have a problem with it. So I'm guessing he was, an exception to the rule at that time. He could have been he could have been a Malcolm X follower, maybe. Could look more into that, but considering the fact that she was a housewife and a psychotherapist in 1968, again, she's psychotherapist alone. She's heavily overqualified than half the niggas speaking alive today. Those that weren't even born yet, or children when she wrote it.
I don't know what's going on with a lot of with women. How often are you meeting a man? Okay.
But you made all these general assumptions earlier, did you not? And in the last video? Saying, oh, I know you're not being cautious. Yeah, we know women have to be cautious, but we know you not. We as men, we know y'all not being cautious. Because y'all posting Megan Thee Stallion challenges and twerking all online. And all these videos on my timeline that I can't seem to get rid of. Even though myself as a Black woman don't have all these twerking videos on her timeline. But, I don't know. I don't see what the difference could be. As I said, a lot of these motherfuckers are just giving themselves away, and dumbass pandering Black women that don't catch it, afraid to call this shit out for what it actually is, because they're so scared they may lose a content creator. I'm good. I don't have those type of fears, so that's why I can speak the way I do and factually.
See what I'm saying? Like, how often are you see all that? If you come telling me about what's going on in your day, all that's gonna matter to me. Okay, so how long have you been talking? Okay, this, that, and the third or the other. See what I'm saying? I'm not saying you meet a guy in the same night. I didn't say that. Just because it's the first date don't mean y'all haven't been interacting and dealing. See what I'm saying? Y'all could have been interacting and dealing for a while. It could have been talking on the phone, video chatting, or whatever for 3 months. And now we go on a date. That's what I'm saying. Like, come on, man. Men are not wrong for wanting sex. Fuck out of here. I'm not co-signing that. The same way the same way.
Nobody's saying that men are wrong for wanting sex, but at the same time, you don't get to dictate when the fuck you get it. That's what we have a problem. That's what Black women have a problem with. Especially with that shit you said on the last live. Wasn't that, yeah, hold on. Isn't that what you said? Because I could recall on the last, especially since I did a review of, I was only able to do a review of a few minutes because unfortunately the rest of his shit got hidden. But
I tell men, women aren't wrong for wanting money or wanting provision.
But then you were upset. You were upset at this man possibly spending money on this woman and not getting sex out of it. And you consider that a waste of his time and a waste of his resources. Like, you don't really, like, nigga, you don't, again, And they can only pull this off on the ones that'll come up here talking about, did you mean this? Or no, not all of us. Or no, we don't all do that, Amiri. Those of us on this platform that you constantly ignore. Basically, that's what the comments sound like after a while, especially when they coming on here to try to constantly correct for you. Shit is weird.
And I don't believe a woman.
And hey, if that makes me a radical lesbian feminist, it's better than dealing with y'all. I'd rather, honestly. It's much more peaceful.
Is wrong for that. All I'm saying is people got to operate in good faith. I don't understand why that's so controversial. I'm dropping the link. I can't be on here too much longer. See what I'm saying? I don't understand why that's so controversial. But this is why you get the Derek Jackson shit, where he's sitting there lying and pretending and really just being a fuck boy. You know where I stand. You know where I stand, man. The woman can never say I lied to him, or you know what I mean? And I'm gonna tell
you. Okay.
You like this. It ain't even gonna be a situation where I'm forcing myself on you. I'm just.
Well, yeah, because at that point it's a crime and you're going to jail for sexual assault. Woo-hoo. Okay, cool. I'm back. All right, back to my little phone.
I'm dangerous to be around in that way. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's a situation where I'm forcing myself on you. I'm dangerous to be around in that way.
It's not going to be a situation where I'm going to force myself on you. I'm dangerous to be around in that frame. Ooh. Okay. That's what I said, ladies. I'm going to be honest. If I get through this live and I hear a continuation of more of this, and I start to see, and I don't see any, I'm gonna call out names. I'm sorry.
You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's a foregone conclusion if we spend time.
Because I don't know how you don't see what you were seeing. Change the. I guarantee you, if you change the name from Amiri Brown to one of these Manosphere niggas, you could easily spot this. Again, I don't know.
Time together, what's going to happen? So that's not even like that's not even a problem for me. I don't think you get to just waste the guy's time though, and waste his money, knowing good and well you don't really like him like that. You don't really like him. Really, what you want to do is you want to audition with him for the guy you really gonna be into if you meet him. See what I'm saying? So you just want to use this
again. Again, who are you speaking about? Practice for the man that you really want. Don't you pick up? Hold on. Oh, that felt good too. Don't you big up men who explore it? How come it's not exploring their options? Or how come it's not a woman exploring her options then? So it's not exploring the options when it's a woman, it's finessing. Y'all got to pay attention to the language, ladies. The language that they use with you and the language that they use to defend themselves is always going to be different. That's why you will never have a succinct community. Because what they're saying is that if it's not their way, it's slavery. That's ultimately how the black man rolls. If it's not his way,
fair. The link is in one.
Yeah, and majority of the ones, it seems to me, don't get in here. That's weird. So a lot of you dudes will get on here and bitch and moan about women that exploit you, but then will shit talk about women you exploit. That we're trying to be there for you. Ladies, I need y'all to catch that. And understand which side do you want to be? Which side do you want to really be on? And I don't mean and I don't mean it in the context that I'm saying it in. Which side are you on? I mean it in the context of, do you see the obvious? Are you paying attention, or are you going out of your way to ignore based on some belief that he can't be this bad? All right.
Oh, you're being misogynistic by telling the truth.
Oh, you're being misandrous. But you're fucking misandry. What about your fucking misandry? What happened that earlier? That was, oh, you're a misandrous. Okay, well, what happens? Guess what? And what? We're misandrous if we tell the truth? Thing. Just don't to me. And even and I'm glad you asked these questions. I wish, honestly, you had came on the live. I don't know if you were busy or whatever, but I wish you had been able to come on the live and I could have heard your voice and really heard you say that, because that was needed. Shout out to Mahogany. She had a I haven't gotten that far yet. Hold on.
I was saying, man, come on, man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let me see what Mahogany has. Where is she? Oh, right here.
But you want to do it because you want to use him. You want to get your game tight for when you meet the guy you really like. So when you go on a dating site and you see the guy you really
Whoa,
like,
wait a minute.
Ulterior motives. That's the only reason why. And I'm saying, like, why do that? But you want to do it because you want to use him. You want to get your game tight for when you meet the guy you really like. So when you go on a dating site and you see the guy you really like, who has the height in the jawline or whatever it is, whatever his characteristics are that you find attractive, and then you and him start going back and forth with each other, start talking, so you know how to have your A game on when it comes to him. So you just want to use that previous guy for practice, but he doesn't know he's being used for practice. He really thinks he has a shot.
Do you have that same empathy and sympathy for women? Right? Ain't what y'all talk about? Game and all that other shit. Again, these dudes literally had to create a system of exploitation within their own communities to fucking feel like men. That's the biggest crux of this. And if you look throughout history and you start adding up all these articles together, oh, you're gonna see a pattern majorly.
But you think that's fair to him? That's not fair to him.
And guess what? Slavery wasn't fair to us. Us having to deal with a group of men that constantly came to us bitching and moaning about what other men were doing wasn't fair to us either. But guess what? Those women stepped up. And so that's why I always said, what it is that Black women always have had more heart than Black men. And see, they have to try to define it as masculinity, but no, it's just having more heart. They have to try to define it as masculinity too. First of all, they're not even realizing how much they down themselves when they say that shit. But they're in such a high level to down. That's the thing. They'll destroy themselves if it means harming you. Hence, slavery. You see how these dudes are just. These dudes seem to be the most okay with the results of everything, but Black women on the other hand aren't. And it makes sense why we aren't. We have every right to be upset. Even the women that were formerly helping these dudes, they have a right to be upset because that wasn't for them specifically. That was a community effort. These dudes decided to make it about them because. And he decided when it comes to, they'll be individualistic when it comes to success, but when it comes to failure, then all of a sudden they'll want to come around and want you by their side. And I don't care for a nigga that only wants to come around me when he's failing. And well, let me tell you something, ladies. That mentality will keep a lot of these dudes away from you.
What's up, JB?
Hey, hi.
Hey.
Was it, you want Mahogany to go, Amiri?
You can go, Mahogany.
Oh, okay. Good morning. Good morning, everybody in the chat and everybody. I'm not going to be long, Amiri. I was so happy I finally caught you because I've been hoping you'd come back, and I've missed you doing content, and I always look forward.
Oh God, yeah. Let me fast forward that shit.
To come back and but I want to just. I'm not going to be long because I'm actually in and out, running around outside. I wanted to give a shout out to the mods in the chat, and I wanted to give a shout out to the brother Alex. What's his name? Alexander Brandon. He's doing great content.
Okay, now I can definitely co-sign that for Alex. I definitely gotta check out his channel a little bit. Check out. Oh gosh, that's how that was getting like. Check out his channel more often. I just when I get off. So actually, when I get off of here, I think I might take a breeze through. But yeah, no, Alexander's he's the truth, and I see him speak on topics that even as a black man, I'm surprised that I hear from him because he just seems so aware. But at the same time, it's like, of course, never accept any disrespect. Like I would never tell anybody. I would never tell any black woman to disrespect Alex unless he disrespected them first. That's all I'm about. I'm about self defense. Period. But yeah, he's not that. So yeah, anybody coming over to Alex's channel to be crazy and talk a whole, yeah, that's at that point something going on. At that point, you got issues, especially if he's talking the way he's been talking on his lives, like just calling out all the nonsense that he's seeing. Yeah, but you don't see me making no live down talking him or talking across him. Shit, if I was really attacking all men or all black men, he would be a part of the equation. No, would you say senselessly? But anyway, but yeah, shout out to Alexander.
And if y'all, I think we're all subscribed to him, but if you're not, please subscribe to him. We need to support more brothers like him and you, and it's very important. It's very
She's giving me very much. I'm desperate to save the black community, and I wonder if she recommends any sister channels to follow. She ain't even recommend us following her channel. If she has one, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm gonna look some more. I'm gonna look up. I'll look more into who these people are. I've yet to hear this JB dude talk though. We'll see.
very important that us as women support these men that support us. I do want to say something, Amiri, if I might.
Okay.
I will say this. I didn't hear everything. Like I said, I'm in and outside with my dog. But I will say, because I did hear you mention, I'll just say this.
Stop tiptoeing. And that's exactly where it starts, with that whole tiptoeing around and not really wanting to get to the subject. Girl, like, he ain't your husband. So I don't know there's nothing to tiptoe around, babe.
A lot of men, one thing that I noticed that men will do.
And even if he was your husband, what the fuck are you tiptoeing around the truth for? Yeah, I even had to correct myself on that. I meant as far as the husband thing, because a lot of women will fall into this role when they're trying to treat a man that they could see themselves with or would want to be with, and it's weird. I don't do that, but I'm not out here trying to get the approval of men, though. So
They will say that we don't want the good brother, and I'm not talking about you. I'm just saying this.
Actually, you are, because he did say that. It's okay, sweetie. You are talking about him, because he did say, y'all don't want good men. Let's be serious. The world don't respect good men. Y'all don't want good men. And all that other shit. What was that he was complaining about? Was it the last live that he took down? He was, yeah. Well, you missed that part, honey. But yeah, no, you are talking about him. It's okay.
Something that I've heard. Like me, I've dated men that look good, like yourself, and I've dated less than attractive men.
Oh, Lord.
Right.
And it's not what these men don't realize. They think it's because of their looks. Sometimes it's not about their looks. Sometimes it's about the aura that they give off. Some of them.
By the way, I was saying the oh Lord to when she said fine men like you. I'm just gonna leave it at oh Lord.
Give off bad auras, and this is the thing, all these men swear up and down that they're a good man. I have never met a man that wanted to be with me that came out and said, yeah, I'm a bad man, I'm gonna whoop your ass when I lose my temper.
Thank you. In other words, they come with a facade. The same way that people will lie on their resumes to get jobs. And then if they fuck up the job, they're not blaming the job for not vetting them properly. And how many of y'all actually do that? When y'all hear about people that get fired from, prestigious jobs for embezzling money and doing all types of fuck shit. I mean, they could be, and on top of that, those who even had a past of doing it. Do y'all fault those companies for not choosing better? Or do y'all fault those companies for, like, I'm just wondering, do y'all operate with business the same way that y'all operate? And y'all don't. That's why I'm saying it. That's why I'm calling it out, because you don't. Again, y'all treat people like commodities and y'all treat commodities like people. And y'all switch the roles.
When you're away at work.
But then again, that's what happens in a world where you value the artificial over the organic.
I'm going to try and sleep with your sister. When you're, I'm going to run your credit up, bitch, in 6 months. Right. What a lot of men don't realize is every man says that they're a good man. It's up to.
They know that. And again, this is what I call the handling with kid gloves bullshit again. Mahogany, no, they do know that, sweetie. They do. They know. They're just playing on women like you to either play dumb or be dumb. And not tell them the truth.
Us to take the time to vet these men, because they all claim to be the good man, and then a lot of men come online and they're frustrated because they might actually be the good brother. But when I'm trying to get the good brother to understand,
I'm not trying to get the good brother to understand a motherfucking thing on our side. If he can't understand that there's a whole lot of sewage and poison out here, and he wants to sit up here and pretend like, oh well, shit, bitch, you supposed to go through all that sewage, but then they won't go through a whole bunch of sewage to try to find the good ones of us, though. Y'all notice that, right? I want y'all to keep that. They don't want to go through a whole bunch to try to get you, but they want you to go through a whole bunch to want them. Even to the point where you're literally sacrificing your lives, your children, your land, your homes. Again, it's all about, I'm going to be honest, you have to be like the most spiritually deprived niggas ever in life. Mind you, they gave it away for pennies and nickels. Well, they gave it away for the artificial. That's why a lot of them feel so empty inside.
And it's a lot of men, almost all of them. I haven't met one yet that came up to me and said, Mahogany, yeah, I'm a piece of shit. I really got my eye on your sister. I'm really gonna run your credit up, bitch. It's up to us, and it's hard. We gotta have the training from our parents to see through the bull.
I want y'all to notice that little cackle in the laugh too. That little underhanded cackle. Go back.
And it's hard. We gotta have the training from our parents.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I caught that. I caught the cackle too. Not Mahogany. One of these is either Amiri or JB. One of them laughing. That's all I don't understand. I really don't understand. Like, do y'all see the live from from what I'm looking at?
To see through the bullshit. But all these men proclaim to be a good man. That just takes.
So why you think I'm always on here coming against what they're saying? It's not because I disagree with what's being said in principle. It's because I know that you not really living up to that. You're a hypocrite. You're just using that. You're using that. The only reason why you're saying stuff you're saying, brother, is because you think that gives you leverage. You think that gives you the moral high ground.
Oh yes, I mean.
Yeah, but wasn't you just doing that as well when you were proclaiming that, like, basically you should be the head all? That you should basically proclaiming yourself to damn near be the head dude in charge when it comes to black male standards, because because you decided to marry the women that you had children with. Or because you decided that marriage was important for cultivating and developing your children?
Mary, that's why I'm saying we need you, because
Oh boy. I don't know about all that. Nah, that's where I check out.
that's exactly what it is. And not only is they go and say, oh, they don't want me because I'm short. Oh, they don't want me because I look a certain way, but I'm a really good brother. It's harder to look on the inside and say, maybe I'm an ass. Maybe when I sat at that table, maybe when I.
Sweetie, a black man looking inside? Oh no, that's too painful. What you recommending is something that they don't even feel black women are worth. See, that's the thing. They basically want to say that, hey, we are not worth. Basically, it all stems back to the value and worth of what they see black women as. It is. I'm telling you, when you have this conversation in nuanced fashion and you touch on everything, it's gonna boil down to that, ladies. And I don't know how many times these dudes gotta remind you. I don't give a fuck them being married. What does that mean? That means that they found one. Unfortunately, there are way more black women who are. I'm sorry. There's way too many. There's way too many that won't let the community die, unfortunately. And only in the fucked up world that we live in is that considered normal. I want y'all to think about that. The women who are trying to save their community are demonized the most. In a world full of men who bitch and moan about women using them for their resources. Does that sound right to y'all? I don't know. That don't sound like, that don't sound
When I sat at the table and I
won't sound right to me, but I get it. Y'all go along with contradictory bullshit as long as there's some type of force behind it making you. Or you at risk of being locked out of some resources. Remember, 2.6. You know, a lot of dudes are being afraid of being locked out of that 2.6 that they've, begged, sit in, and, turn the other cheek to get. So, hey.
Wanted to know her favorite position on our first date. Maybe that's why she didn't call me back. Maybe that's why she didn't get the play. Some of them, and I'm talking from my own experience, Amiri. I mean, I'm gonna just say,
Mahogany, they know that. The whole, I'm not saying you not getting any play. You asked me what my favorite sexual position. Shit, that could damn near apply to the shit that he was just complaining about with the lady friend. He's sitting up here bitching and moaning because she won't give her vagina away to a dude that is paying for dates. I can only imagine the type. I would never in my fucking life get with a dude that's telling me. So basically he just recommended his friend give up her vagina in a space that she's not comfortable doing. So yeah, no, I'm good.
this because I don't want to be too long-winded and the brother been waiting. I have before I met my man, and I got a good man. We've been together years, but before I met my man, I was on these dates with these type of guys that just didn't treat women like ladies. And then they would be the ones complaining about why they didn't get a call back or she didn't give me no play.
Thank you. It's the ones doing the most fuck shit that are on these platforms the loudest with podcasts and microphones and shit. Shit that they just figured out they can buy. But that's the thing. Where the fuck were niggas coming out in mass with microphones and TV shows and podcasts in the 90s? They could have did it then. Oh, that's right. It was a lot harder to hide your identity back then.
Because you're rude, because you're obnoxious, because you want to know my favorite position on the first date, because you're a bum, because you don't want to spend no bread, because you want me to go 50-50 and again you ask me out.
Right. Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, like right, like if I invite a woman, if I was to invite a woman out, then I'm gonna pay for everything, because if nothing.
Yeah, don't that apply to your friend? That's what I'm saying. Don't that apply to your friend?
Comes from it. If I don't get lucky at the end of the night or whatever, well, then I at least want to pay you for your time. That's just good business.
Mm-hmm.
So you see why we lack when it comes, why we fail when it comes to doing business as well.
Yes,
You know
and I want to say,
and this is what I tell guys. Most guys are totally fine with getting away with what they can get away with women because they're solely hell bent on robbing the woman.
mm-hmm.
They want to rob the woman of her worth and her value. Amiri, what do you mean by this? What I mean is this. The reason why the concept of game is so prevalent in the black male ethos is because you have to realize that game is all about getting something for nothing.
There we go. Finally, we getting some truth out. In actual nuanced context. Surprised by this one. Yeah. What you said, that's the thing. What you said actually absolutely makes sense. The question is, matter of fact, no, I'm gonna rewind that. It was too good. I gotta hear that again.
You want to realize game is so prevalent in the black male ethos is because you have to realize that game is all about getting something for nothing.
So that's why I said that's why I'm gonna be honest. I love the fact that he said this because it makes me think. Well, then if that's the case, would white supremacy be considered game? I mean, the game was they did get the black man to devalue himself, his woman, and everything around him in order to what? Gain something from them. Yeah, that's a large part of history they don't want to talk about either. They don't want to go into nuanced detail because that anger and that hatred and for you calling out the truth is going to be the problem. I want y'all to look up the Sybil's and Mama Zogbe. Rest in peace. She's the one that laid this all out. I think I might discuss that later on today.
You want to get something from nothing out of this woman. So you can, because that make you feel good about yourself that you were able to somehow dupe her out of her value and her worth because you got sex from her but didn't provide anything.
Yeah, shit. And imagine niggas applying this mentality not only to the women but to the teenagers and the girls. Because you know, if we start figuring stuff out a little bit too early in life, they go younger. It's about stealing your virtue as early as possible so they can justify harming you later. That's why we have such high sexual assault rates at such young ages. Before the age of 18, I want y'all to look at the sexual assault sexual assault cases. And those are just ones that are reported because we already know underreporting is very heavy in the Black community.
I disagree with that when it comes to men. If I want a woman's company, then I should be paying her for her time. That's just common sense. But that's not how a lot many brothers think. Because you know why? They want to get something for nothing. So this is the same reason why they'll go to a black business and want to get something for fucking nothing.
And guess what? That's why
that's just common sense.
Glad that came out too.
But that's not how a lot many brothers think. Because you know why? They want to get something for nothing. So this is the same reason why they.
So if you know a lot of brothers think on the level of getting something for nothing, how are you surprised that at the fucking reaction that your lady friend gave to some random nigga that didn't want to give him sex? Again, these dudes tell on themselves every single time. They act like they don't know, and then in the next breath they give away that they do. All you got to do is switch up depending on the topic, they'll let you know that they already know. It don't get past me just because the topic is just because the question is different or there's back and forth dialogue. I need y'all to track these fucking patterns, y'all.
They'll go to a black business and want to get something for fucking nothing.
And
that's another one too. I gotta add to that too, because there are a lot of black women who own businesses out here, and I love them. I'm gonna tell you something right now. Some of the best places I've spent my money have been with other black women, especially when it comes to the hair care products. Oh my God, my hair has flourished so much since the natural hair movement, which I'm so proud of. I got it. I didn't even get a chance to get into that early because shit, I wasn't even on social media. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know you could get on YouTube back then. Like I was so new to all the social media shit. It was ridiculous. I think the only thing I knew at that time was MySpace. And I was just hearing about Facebook. So, I mean, but yeah, no. And then so I missed out on the whole natural because I wasn't on social media, but I'm glad I did come into it at least like towards the middle. I think that's when I came in like towards the middle of it. And man, it was amazing. It was beautiful. And I loved it. I think it kind of got off track. Well, it got off track because unfortunately, whenever black women start something, other people that supposedly hate us got to jump onto the bandwagon and do it too. Other people that are supposedly better looking than us got to jump on that bandwagon too. Even though there has to be laws passed in order for us to follow any bandwagon they got to fucking go. They got going on. You know, Tion laws, the Crown Act. And you know, I need y'all to understand where I'm going with that one. As specifically to my sisters. We already know what I'm talking about with that one.
And guess what? That's why they got nothing. They don't have no woman. I want to say this, and then I promise I'll leave.
Right.
But you bring.
Mm-hmm. You said it right. They ain't got nothing. They ain't got no woman. Notice he ain't piggyback and really could clap up and go right with that one. It was like right. Yeah, pay attention to the level of enthusiasm and responses too, depending on the topic. That gives it away. Shit, I even tell y'all to pay attention to me with what I'm enthusiastic about and what I'm not. Track me too. Shit. Track my patterns too on this channel.
Up, you cooking, honey. Because it just got me to thinking. This is the thing, and I've talked about that game stuff. You play games, and I mean, you're going to get played ultimately because that we're grown folk. What do we look like playing games in our 30s and 40s and wonder why we end up in nursing homes alone at 50 and 60? Because you played around your whole adult life. It's time that you put your toys down.
Well, Mahogany, black men only have a problem with black women running game on them. They don't mind everybody else running game on them. You know, they don't mind being enslaved, harmed, fucked up, and everywhere else. But the moment a black woman raises her voice or demands and the moment a black woman demands reciprocity, it's a problem. But yet when they demand reciprocity, it's supposed to be the most evil thing in the world that we don't give it. Y'all got to track that pattern.
Down and be a grown person. I will say this, Sweet Pea, that because you said a lot there as far as the dating. This is the thing. I don't understand people not wanting. I don't understand how people don't understand that certain things that are worth having, especially good things, are worth paying for. It doesn't mean you have to break the bank, but the dating game, make no mistake about it, you are in competition, not necessarily competition with the next person. That's not what I mean. Let me give an example. If I'm dating someone, I'm going to present my best foot forward, right? As I should, because I realize if he likes me and I like him, we're working on something that could potentially grow into something bigger. So yeah, I'm willing to put my best foot forward, and he should be willing to do the same, because he should realize that, hey, this woman could be spending time with somebody else, but she chose to spend it with me. So it's not about breaking the bank and all this and that, but it is about just letting the person know that you do appreciate their time, like you just said. Exactly. I don't understand how people are this old and they don't get it. They don't understand life.
Exactly. It's just being selfish. Now then, again, I'm gonna tell you what else this has.
All right, let's go back.
Foot forward, and he should be willing to do the same, because he should realize that, hey, this woman could be spending time with somebody else, but they chose, she chose to spend it with me. So it's not about
they don't think about that when it comes to I keep telling y'all over and over, it's very specified. They do not have this when it comes to Black women. That's why he's specifically singling y'all out for this. Oh my God, True Poetic, I didn't even know you were here this whole time. Well, I knew there was, I didn't even see you. I'm so sorry, sweetie. I've been ranting and raving this whole time and barely anybody's come on this live. Oh gosh, I haven't seen you in so long. Hey, sweetie. Let me see. I remember when he was quick to jump off the panel when I got into the chat in one of Alex's streams. He knew what was coming. What? Oh my God, girl, if you still have my email, let me know. Because like I said, so have I. And that's why I've stayed away because especially once I saw him take down all those live streams. Oh yeah, that was a quick indication. Not at all. I'm only about. Oh, okay, perfect. Because I'm like, oh my God, I hope I haven't been talking this whole time and ignore True. Oh wow. Yeah, it's been a long time because I still refer back to your channels. I still refer back to your channel for just a lot of comfort, and I try to let people know about it too. Like just a lot of people that I know personally. You should start posting more too. Like I'm telling you, you're the positivity that you give, it's much needed. Because there are not a lot of platforms that are doing it or want to. Oh my gosh. I was watching your last stream. Well done, Asia. You are on it. Oh, wow. Girl, did you know something I didn't know? I'm late to the game. Oh, no. It's okay, though. Listen, I don't mind it. I don't mind it. If I find a sister that knew before me, I like to get game. Man, because that's what we're supposed to be doing, is warning each other about these dudes. Shit, they'll be quick to let you know. They'll be quick to want to get on a live and tell you when you're not having sex with them. And it's crazy, true, because I thought I was doing too much on that last live. I thought, oh, maybe I was going a little too hard, but I'm glad to know I wasn't. And the thing is, true, that was only part one. I didn't even get to finish. I didn't even get to finish part two because he took down the live, and it was a whole 4-hour live. I was only able really to review like a few minutes because I spent most of the time just kind of giving pushback and just giving giving more nuanced context to the discussion. Well, I'm not even gonna call that to the discussion, to the bitch made rant. And mind you, this is somebody who's supposedly a friend of his. You're very welcome, sweetie. And it's funny because I thought for a long time because I wasn't going to post any videos. I wasn't gonna even have a platform because I'm just like, man, if these are the types that are getting traction, I have no chance. And what I say ain't gonna get through anybody because they're ultimately trying. They want to do it in a way where they can keep these type of men around. But it's very clear with the women that are supporting him, they're willing to sacrifice other Black women to do it. But and that's the thing. I don't understand how they see themselves as any differently than the other Black women they criticize who support manosphere channels. especially since this guy is literally affiliated with chaos, right? With fucking chaos that has been called out numerous times by Black women. Yet people are still following this Amiri dude who actively puts him on his platform. That's almost like a blatant disrespect to your face. I peeped his game a long time ago. Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing. I peeped it for a while too, but I stayed around because I needed to be sure. I needed to track patterns. But yeah, true. I didn't know. I honestly didn't know. And I couldn't understand how. A lot of drifting. The thing is, if you were able, I don't know if you were able to see all of his past lives. That guy has been on here for a myriad of years. He's been on here for a long time. I actually found a live of him talking with Cynthia G, like on a live. I think this was like the old, like when they first started like YouTube streaming. I think it was like Google something. I think it was Google streaming or something like that. But this was before people found out about StreamYard. Before StreamYard became like really popular. I think it was Google something, Google streaming, or I don't know. But it was one of those platforms that I remember him, because that's how I first, before anybody, I was originally following Cynthia G, and I wanted to check out just some of her past lives, and I ended up coming across him and a few others that I won't speak on. The more he spoke, the more the fakery flew all over the place. Yeah. Yeah. But no, as far as how he got the following, if you if you took a look at his page prior to, yeah. Hmm. But according to him, and again, he took this down in his previous lives. He said according to him, he had just gotten caught up in, um, he didn't realize like the level to what these dudes were doing, or something like that. Like some about he didn't realize something, and that he didn't realize he was jumping. He was a part of the hate. I don't know, because he mentioned it on a live. The thing is, he mentioned it on a live. I don't know specifically what event he was talking about, but he mentioned the live was basically co-signing a lot of the bullshit that the ministry was talking about, and it's largely due to the mindset that he's exhibiting right now, because he just wanted to jump to male defense. And these are the so-called good ones. Again, it's a very low. It's a huge bar. It's a huge bar that's been left on the plantation. I said this earlier in my live, but no, the bar for these dudes has been on the plantation and it hasn't left. Claiming a reformed character was only a matter of time before someone, yeah. I'm not reformed. Like I'll tell you right now, I'm not reforming a motherfucking thing. I'm here. People see what my thing is about. I'm about black. It says stop black femicide, and people see the banner that I have at the bottom. There's no reforming any of that. I have welcome to Asia Amangati, a safe haven for black women to talk to each other. Colorism, self-hate, and misogynoir will not be tolerated on my shit. So yeah, my banner makes it very clear to anybody that comes in here what type of time I'm on. So yeah, you'll never catch me. If I claim a reformed character, just don't follow me anymore. I'll tell you right. I'm saying right now, if I come on here talking about black men need to be forgiven, And we need to just do what we gotta do for our man. Now you hear me start talking that stupid shit, don't follow me anymore. I'm gonna tell you right now. Delete me, call me out. Okay. Call me out all over this internet if that happens. But no. Yeah, it's only a matter of time. Yeah. Yep. And the thing is, True Poetic, I want to also let you know that there are some of his followers that I think he's blocking that are calling this out. Like for instance, actually do this. Oh, the replay's back. Okay. Hold on, where is Oh, I don't know what type of update this is, but this is different. Sorry about that, y'all. I don't know the way this shit is looking right now. Because I'm like, wait a minute, all the recommended videos supposed to be to the right? Let me see. This is your lane. Your unique twist on shining a light on the mockery is refreshing. Oh, thank you, sweetie. Oh my gosh, because I swear everybody thinks I'm just like sadistic or that I'm doing too much or I'm looking too far into things, and it's like, no, I'm catching the patterns. I tell people all the time, follow the patterns. And True, thank you so much, honestly. Because honestly, this is who I like. It's us that I do it for. So when I hear one of us big us up on this, I love it. It's the best thing. It's the best thing. Yeah. And I love that you love my unique twist, because everybody thinks I'm crazy for the way I go about it. But that's the thing, because oh gosh, I hate to say it, but I'm a bit of a sadist when it comes to the truth. Like, even if it means my world falls, even if it means whatever fantasy world that has been created for me falls apart, it is what it is. Because my journey for truth has been like this since I was a kid. I promise you. Yes, now you're catching the gaps in what peeps miss or don't want to believe. Yeah. Yeah. And I already know that I already know that I'm not gonna really be received well for it, but that's not but ultimately speaking up against Black women has never been well received. That's kind of the conclusion I came to. Once I seen too many spaces where this was happening in, I just came to the conclusion that the real problem is they don't want us to have autonomy. They don't. They'll give the autonomy to everybody else who will brutalize and force them to. But the ones who are just living, who are just being, who don't really care for any of that shit, because that's the reason. And truth be told, that's largely the reason why a lot of Black men don't care for marriage like that, because it's also an institution. It's an institution that's meant to keep institutions going. If Black women live in a system that's been built off the rape of their wombs, why in the fuck would they want to placate to what pleases that, or placate to the abilities of that? But then at the same time, these same said so-called men will then try to use the woman part. They'll try to use all the aspects of what they deem womanhood to attack Black women. But then if all of those aspects of manhood are used to attack them, oh, it's white supremacy. Oh, this is why the Black man got to go to other spaces, and it becomes whining and crying. It becomes whining and crying again. I'm telling you, you pick up this. It's so easy to pick up this pattern when you're paying attention to it. And true, listen, if you knew this whole time, I could understand why you weren't around. I ain't even gonna blame you. If you caught this all, I just wish I had spoken to you before that. I just wish I had spoken to you before that, because that shit, I would be finding out. I would be finding out later. But yeah, I found out for a minute. I just stayed behind because I needed to keep watch of who was going in and out, frequent followers, those who don't hardly show up, those who used to show up a lot that no longer show up. Gotta follow those patterns. And people will talk a certain way when they think they're not being monitored. Shit, I'm hoping somebody monitors what I'm saying. And monitors, I mean, look, spread, like, share, grow my channel, because we need this type of stuff out here. But yeah, but just before that, I'm gonna hide your comment just for a second because I want to read to you a response, because what I noticed, and she didn't really get a chance to to have herself really be read like this on the last live, because it was deleted. She left several comments. I was really only able to get one on the previous, but this one in particular is what got me. Let me see if I can zoom in a bit. Oh, actually, I'll just do the single layout. Well, hold on. Make sure I'm still heard. Okay, there we go. Now, yeah, that comment at the top, whatever. A pawn of the white man's game, I guess. What's it called? Center of the board, I think. Yeah. Oh wait, no, that's that Tony Maceo dude. That's another one who talks like he's straight out of a blaxploitation film while so-called being married. Let me see. Hey, Amiri, missed you again. I was busy today. Yeah. So I wanted to just read this back to you, True. Hey, Amiri, missed you again. I was busy today. And okay, so I'm just wondering, are you stating that men don't intentionally waste women's time and energy and sometimes even finances? Women don't want to be finessed either. We are also human beings. Either way, we're still talking humans and their nature, not gender. That's my issue. Pretending that some men don't run this exact game on women they may deem a 3, waiting on a 7 or 8. It all happens on both sides. Oh yeah, and that whole number, I never understood the number rating shit. I mean, I get it, the whole dime piece thing, like, because that was, a big thing. Oh, you a dime. Oh, you a 10. You a dime piece. Like, all that rhetoric. And it's cute. It's cute in a hip hop video, but in real life, y'all gotta wake up. It all happens on both sides. That is life. And this life, as we all very well know, is not based around fairness. Very much so. Otherwise, you wouldn't hear Black men complaining and bitching about what other men have and what they don't. I agree that no one should be using anyone. It's wrong, but it's on both sides. And truth be told, melanated vessel, it's largely on the males. And we know this. It's not, we can't really say both when it's so much larger on the male side. The both argument is a fallacy, because shit, if that's the case, white men can make the argument that Black men also assault them. It's both sides. Because y'all do. I could point to some cases where y'all are coming after white men that aren't bothering you just because you feel like you got some newfound strength today, or feel like you got some newfound safety and strength in this day and age. But then if these white men bust back and put a fucking knee on your neck, then it's ma. Yeah. Calling for the one person that was always there, huh? That's what I said, ladies. I need y'all to I need y'all to add up all these events together, and there's a one singular message that's being sent through all of them. You seem to believe it's actually a one-sided thing. Oh wait, yeah. You seem to believe it's actually a one-sided thing. Now, if Melanated Vessel has actually been following Amiri a lot longer and has been on his lives, has actually been in his chat. So she has, it's been a lot. If she can come to the same conclusion, not really knowing, and she's been around more than I have. Am I really crazy? Probably not. I'm not the only one. It's very clear that I'm not the only one that got that from that live. Although we are all well aware of the men's rhetoric in social spaces. Exactly. You seem to believe it's a one-sided thing, although we are all well aware of the men's rhetoric in social spaces. Exactly. And these men are actually talking about killing women, but he'll ignore all of that and make a fucking 6-hour live. Well, excuse me. He'll make a 4-hour live initially, take it down, and then make take it down to double down on the next live. Like, what are you talking about? Well, you know I don't back down from nothing, except when I get rid of my previous live. You seem to believe it. Yeah, yeah. Although we all and men's, yep. I don't understand keeping friends that intentionally use others and proudly admit that. That's just messy business all the way around, in my opinion. Thank you, in my honest opinion. So he's coming on here flexing to y'all, thinking he's doing something, and all he did, and that's why I love when niggas flex, because it's just like watching the dismantle. It's just watching them dismantle themselves slowly. And all you have to do is just not placate to it. And shout out to Mahogany. Now I will say I am happy with the pushback that Mahogany did give somewhat, but no, never mind. I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm not gonna do too much on that part. Because I have a feeling if I start going to the spaces that she might be in, it's gonna let me know exactly how she was able to come to this conclusion. But yeah. She immediately came on here trying to refocus and get this dude to refocus on women that aren't doing that. Notice how the women that aren't doing that don't keep these dudes' attention. Notice how the good ones don't keep y'all, the so-called ones that y'all that are good, that don't take advantage of these dudes. Y'all notice how y'all don't keep their attention as much as the ones that do exploit them. That's kind of another thing. That's kind of another pattern you should pick up too. Yeah. I'm just, like I said, the whole taking down lives thing. That always makes me suspicious. Always. Like I said, I've been quietly doing research in this area for a long time, and I'm going to continue to do so and send my findings. Yeah. Oh, and also True Poetic. I didn't even mention to you because I don't think I got to that part of the line. Well, I'm gonna probably do that to later because I didn't realize that I'm posted 3 hours. But I have the thing is I have such a good time and I enjoy calling shit like this out. Sometimes I'll go into the night, but no, I gotta head to sleep. I'm gonna try to come back on in the morning, maybe. If not, I'll probably just do something later on, either tonight or Sunday. But I thank you for coming, for sure, for watching. And definitely please make your way back, because, oh my gosh. There needs to be like real support, real upliftment, real claiming. Oh, and yeah, that's the thing. I even shouted out another channel on here earlier, Leah Gordon, and I think, well, oh shit, I forgot to do Black Girl on Lost. I'll be doing that the next time. That's what I'm saying. Like, people will let you know what they're really here for when they show it, and if you decide you want to ignore the obvious and make excuses for people, that is a-okay. But yes. And you're very welcome. Trust me, there is a lot more to come. There is so much more to come. There's so much more to come. And anybody you know, any Black women you know that could use this information, that maybe wants to hear it, explain to them in a different fashion than the way they've been receiving it on other platforms, definitely bring them here. I definitely want Black women that are looking for, just new ways to navigate this, and the rightful ways. The thing is, like, this isn't even not really anything I have to try to convince anybody. It's like, either you want to come to the positive space or you don't. But at the same time, I don't value you any less because of that. So, but yeah, let me head out. Oh, stop screen. But thank you, True Poetic, for making your way here. Hopefully the next time you can, if you're available, you can come on the live and, maybe just give, some of your opinions. I can't always hear my own mouth. I got to hear other sisters too, especially, sisters that more so, I'm talking about sisters that are on the right stream of mind. So yeah, I will definitely see you next time. And much love to you too, boo-boo. Have a good night.